Wow. Another day. Another day, another obstacle course. Another big batch of obstacle courses. You can see our head judge down on the floor. Welcome to Obstacle Academy 12 and 13-year-old NSC Youth Qualifier. Our first youth qualifier. Not our first youth NSC. You can see the reset crew is doing some tests out there. Record time. Record time reset. Not bad. Not bad reset crew. You can see our first athlete chalking up. There we go. We're off. Pretty exciting day yesterday. We had the 8 and 9-year-old division and the 10 and 11-year-old division. They all ran the hybrid, then they ran the speed, then they ran the burnout. Ooh, it's going to be a fail on obstacle number 1. You do not, very, very few circumstances do you ever want to be on your knees in Ninja. But it's first obstacle, first runner of the day. Coach Atticus here. I have full faith that he'll be able to figure it out on this one. It's going to take a tiny bit of commitment. Get on those feet, stay athletic. There we go. Obstacle number 1, no issue. Your third fall ends your run on each obstacle. So you can fall twice and then complete it on your next attempts. And you can do that every obstacle if you'd like until you run out of time. Obstacle number 2, a little combination of static and dynamic activity. Kind of unhook these rings, rehook. Clearing on through, picking up points. And they'll hop up on this wall. They're allowed hands on the bar and this rope. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. There were some... was a little bit of heartache here yesterday in the younger age groups. And some excitement. Ooh, he ends up using the block. Gonna have to reset to the big yellow blocks there. Is not allowed to touch the warped wall until his time expires. If you're unfamiliar with the NSC format, you have to wait until you have exhausted the reset time before attempting the obstacle again. So it looks a lot more confident, looks a lot better on this round. Atticus trains here at Obstacle Academy. Coming a long way recently, is on one of the higher level intermediate teams. Now he's got his hat in the ring here. For NSC, who's in the recreational program here at Obstacle Academy less than a year ago. Now we're up into the intermediate tier. I'd like to see him just let go of the ring as soon as he is on top of the above the dismount platform. Waiting for the countdown from the judge. Try number 2. Get rid of that thing. Way better. This is going to be, I think we're going to see the first real struggle, I think, is going to occur here. So there are 2 yellow discs. One smaller than the other. You can see he got his hands onto it. He's going to get one more try here. They're allowed their hands on that thing, but it's going to tilt down to almost 90 degrees. Going to take some commitment. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see a lot of people second guess that one, maybe throughout the day. Up next, running second in the hybrid. Luckily, we'll run much later in the speed, but King, real heavy hitter here at Obstacle Academy. Been putting in work lately with his training partners. He's up on the highest elite team that we got. And he belongs there. You can see even getting through the first obstacle. expect a Lachey here. Smart, looking comfortable, looking confident. Typically after a few obstacles in, you'll see a huge boost even in the body language of the athletes as they move. Once the first obstacle or two, maybe three are out of the way, particularly when the agility and balance obstacles are out of the way. Even if they're generally uncomplicated, you can see the athletes almost have a visible sigh of relief. They found their flow, their heart rate's up. They get a little bit familiar with the general behavior and feel and flow of the course. King's definitely really worked himself into podium material. Nice. As of late, you can see it. Comes up a little bit short. Totally fine. Did the hardest part of the move. Just has to secure those feet. So, I mean, from your right to your left as you watch this, there's his starting platform, the holds he's allowed, and then the big dismount platform. So he's going to get one more try. I'd like to see him take a big, long, slow breath, then just channel and think deep about standard cat back tech here. He's doing the hardest part of the moves. I'd like to see a higher foot on that cat back. There we go. Looked way more confident. Looked a lot better. Good demonstration of some mental fortitude. To fail twice and come back and complete it is massive in competition. Speaking of massive confidence. Massive confidence on that diving platform obstacle. That one is tricky. It is a breath holder. Problem here is giving himself about a minute to finish this last obstacle. Flashing this would be huge. Completing it at all is going to put him in a really good competitive position. The 12 and 13 age group is the pre-professional. You know, as crazy as that soundbite is, it really is the pre-professional section of the sport here. Gonna have 30 seconds. Gets 2 more tries. Probably just has time for one good one. See what he opts to do here. It's a blind grab technique. The yellow components that he's shade to. That's going to end it for the hybrid run. Excellent job out of Mr. King. Gets all the way to the last obstacle, despite being in hot water temporarily. Up next, we got Mr. Diego. There he goes, chalking up. Get chalked up. Thumbs up from the judge and the reset crew. We're off. See what technique little techniques and bits of beta that he's gotten from the first couple athletes. We've seen every obstacle attempted. We've seen them all completed except for the last one so far. And that last obstacle, it is hard. Looking really smooth so far. Diego real comfortable in a ninja gym. Unhook, rehook, unhook, rehook, swing, dismount. It's moving out here. Quick, confident. See if he can put this together a little faster. We had King. We got to see King do it. Comes up a little short. The The dismount's proving to be a little bit more difficult than the drop.
Make sure your foot's solid on there.
Yeah.
Saw King.
You got it, Diego. Nice.
2 falls and then complete it. Diego takes that singular fall and then completes it.
Y el primero y después manos. You're there.
Perfect, dude.
Shea up on the big tipping platform.
Send it.
Momentum generation, no matter how confident you are here.
Stand up, stand
You
up.
got this.
Yeah,
See
just
the
one
wheels
moving
turning as
forward,
he
just go.
gets the structure moving.
Perfect.
you go.
Perfect.
Links the dismount. It does set you up nicely for a linked dismount.
And lots of time.
All kinds of time.
He's giving himself a lot of time. Pretty close to right on pace with King,
Perfect, Diego. Perfect.
previous athlete.
You're good.
Off by very slight
Do your
amount.
infinity, Diego.
A handful of chalk. We'll have to make some corrections in the swing design. You can see the reset crews there waiting, ready. Building swing, kicks off to the right, loops all the way throughout that backswing. He's gonna have to lean into it. I'd like to see him go maybe just a little bit sharper on his swing design.
Back longer.
And maybe just stay a little bit higher. Give himself some time in the air. Make decisions so he doesn't have to decide last second.
Yeah, you do. Back.
See his
There we go. Come here. Hold him back.
coach. He can probably get it here. He's going to have to lean into it.
Yeah, dude.
Just barely hanging on. He had to get it. I mean, he was not allowed a third fall. Here's the obstacle, gives himself not quite enough time to try the last one. That'll do it for his run. Still super exciting. Little bit of drama there at the end. Had to complete that obstacle on that try, and he did. Puts him in a decent position. Getting to the last obstacle is it'll be good. It'll probably stack you in a pretty competitive point position. A lot of heavy hitters coming though. Speaking of heavy hitters, we got Cole. Cole slightly newer to Obstacle Academy, but right out of the gate ended up on our most elite team. He's demonstrated that. Excellent competitor. He's really been focusing lately on smoothing his movement out. He can generate an immense amount of power. Real technical. His fundamentals are great. He's just been focusing on smoother, more controlled runs. Kind of name of the game is balancing the power and control. Been putting in work. So he's got to see he's on the same team as King, who ran earlier. So just seeing a familiar face run a course is going to help quite a bit.
Nice.
That's the first athlete we've seen to flash that obstacle. Flash means a successful first attempt.
Get that thing moving.
Not hesitating at all, making crazy time to this point. This is how we
All the time in the world.
our first experience with Cole was like this. It's explosive, competitive, powerful. Have to wait out the reset time.
Do an infinity second for feeling it. Yeah.
The swing to the shield structure really is more technical than it is powerful. And I have to say, I'd like to see him take a breath here and really think about the
Hold, do a full infinity.
direction change that's
All the way around
required to get there.
You got it.
I have to set up this infinity style swing. He might be able to really have to lean into it. He makes it happen. See the Judge Skinny down there, ready to potentially catch him if he ends up going head first. Despite the excitement and drama there, he's given himself a minute here for the last obstacle. Over Lachey's it a little bit. Takes a slight balk to the head. Been there, done that. Probably even has 2 tries left on this last one. See him fully chalked up. Makes his way through the chalk cloud back down onto the hooks. Certainly the most technical obstacle in the course. That's about as close as you can get without catching it. It's going to be tight on time. Dives right down into the hooks. He really did have to. He might throw it here, knowing that he has to. But that's close. That's an awesome run out of Mr. Cole. See the crowd's giving him a round of applause. Definitely earned it. Got to that point fast. Really got to that point fast. Gonna put him in first place. Did take the 2 falls, getting up to the shield. Real technical swing required to do that. Back down to the starting platform. Mr. James. Non-rookie move, cleaning the bottoms of those shoes off. You want them to be sticky. There's a lot of full body stuff in this course. You're gonna need all the tackiness you can get. Mr. Kallenbach. Diving out. Slight time save here. The more athletes you see run, the more clear the target becomes. I don't know how fast they need to get to certain points. Cruising along, looking confident. On to what became the sort of the first mild headache of the course. Let's see what James has got here. Great footwork. Angle might have been just slightly off on the cat back. Has to wait out the reset times, waiting for the judge to count him down. 2 more attempts here if he needs them. He was close enough on that first try to where I can't imagine that he won't put it together here. He just needs a slightly,
That's all right. We gotta get that foot placed.
slightly
You're all right.
sharper angle.
Get that foot on the left side.
Try number 3.
Get that right
Sort
foot
of in
over there.
hot water. Might have to just fully take the hit with the body if you can't land clean on your feet. Might have to take one. It just comes up short. So he is going to get a run the course out. He's just going to get 1 try in each obstacle, but that will end the measured portion of his run. Again, that dropping puck I really do think is going to be, it's proven itself to be pretty difficult. Judge Skinny's keeping an eye on him there just in case. Don't want to do a last second peel.
All right, bud. Have fun here.
He gets to run his timeout. Gets the full 3.5 minutes. Gets to try everything once. So we're going to try this last obstacle 1 time. Just gets this singular try. It isn't measured or anything. Great run out of Mr. James. Heading on out. Fantastic work. Mr. Mitchie. Got to see a couple teammates run. Mitchie's had a pretty crazy athletic year. Him and his training partners really putting in volume as far as hours of training go. Has the strength, endurance, speed, technical prowess. It really kind of has the whole toolkit here. I can't imagine anything
Killing that, Mitch. Yep.
really tripping him up in this course specifically. Especially gonna see one of his main training partners run earlier. Trains a lot with Mr. King.
You're sub-limit to here. You're doing awesome.
We're just at a minute here in with 2 obstacles to go. See, he's cruising along. We're at a minute. He's given himself all the time in the world, basically a sprint to this point. It's really tough to thoroughly and adequately explain how difficult that is to hit 8 new obstacles in a row with 0 issue. Flashing this would nearly, yeah, I mean, it's a mind-blowing run so far. Taking 1 miss there is really not too bad. This last obstacle, it's tough. We have all the... Oh, I don't know if you could get closer without hanging on. I think he knows in his mind the wheels are turning. He has all the data he needs. Even though he does get this last try, he knows that somebody could potentially flash it. There it is. We're going to have a clear. We're going to have a clear on the hybrid course. Took a couple runners, and he comes down on the dismount. No. Oh, that's as close as you can get, other than timing out on the way to the buzzer. But it goes a long way to show that it is possible to catch those nunchucks. I wonder if maybe, potentially, giving himself another second or 2, or maybe another 10 or 15 seconds of rest before attempting it. He could have potentially secured that dismount. The dismount itself is big. It is really big. Up next, speaking of practice and conditioned competitors, Mr. Caleb Bubs Rhines. Gotta smooth it out, smooth it out. There we go. Caleb's been in the game for a long time. He's been in many, many gyms, many states, miles all across the country, competing. Really smooth athlete, really conditioned, really analytical, hitting one good technical move after another. He's got a base in all sorts of sports, anything from parkour to roller skating, ton of ninja.
Send it. Right here, dude.
Really self-motivated too, trains a lot on his own.
Perfect.
Excellent lâcher technique, excellent endurance. You got to see some of his buddies just about take down the course. Mitchell Frie got as close as you could possibly get, only missing the very last dismount.
Perfect.
have time here, so we'll see what the approach is going to be. He's going to have up to 3 tries. Didn't quite get the nunchucks to drop. Hopefully the information that he got out of that attempt. To see him relax just a tiny bit more before the attempt, but nobody's gonna know his endurance like he does. Oh, I think he had his hands on it. I think maybe, I mean, a lot of this obstacle is how quickly you can get your thumbs after you pull the nunchucks downward. It really is how quickly you can get your thumbs around it, and I think that potentially he didn't quite get both thumbs around the nunchucks. Again, you can't get much closer than that without hanging on. Oh, he had it too again with the thumbs. I don't think he had his thumbs all the way around the nunchucks. Fantastic run out of Mr. Bubs. You know these athletes are going to want redemption after this round on their hybrid course. Getting that close. We're heading back down to the starting platform now. Mr. Aiden. Real heavy hitter out of Ultimate Ninjas. Taking a page out of Mitchell's book, almost the same technique. Smooth and comfortable looking so far. Kind of a classic couple obstacles to get things started. You can see remnants of previous athletes being installed, and the newer athletes taking the hit with the body there is sometimes totally necessary. Is really pretty much on pace here with Mitchell. Down to a couple seconds of difference. Take a look at the overhead shot here. Just hanging on. Jerry hit record. Final obstacle. Massive amount of time. Saw Mitchell Frie really just missed the dismount. See him shaking his head. He knows he's got knows he has 2 more attempts. See what adjustment he makes again, getting the thumbs around. Hear the judge tell him don't touch anything until you're allowed to. I'd like to see him take a 10 or 15 second rest here anyway. And really think about what he could do differently. See him kind of shake his head. Just go full effort. I mean, it's the end of the course. Full effort, get those thumbs around. Really, it's the trickiest part. It's so technical. You know, you have to have the correct height and distance on your lache while tired. Not only that, you have to disengage those magnets, get them to drop to vertical, wrap your thumbs around it, and have the strength and the endurance faculty to still hang on and then build swing for a dismount. All here on camera under pressure. Mr. Cocoa Butter on the move. Coco's also come a real long way recently. Obstacle Academy native. You can see the tiny optimizations that each athlete does. The confidence, his confidence in footwork and agility. Testament to how much training he does. He's been doing a lot of upper body, a lot of conditioning lately. Trying to put himself in the best competitive position that he can. Cat back technique, his fundamentals, direction changes all look great.
You got it.
His confidence and his tendency to commit right out of the gate really been put on display here. He's right up there with the top couple times coming into the last two obstacles. Direction change, absolute non-issue for him. Put him up in the 3rd place currently. The course is not over yet. He still has a lot of life left in his run. You can see just slightly winded. If I were Coco, I would really take the time to just think. Really just to take the time to think about this. What have you seen that was the most successful attempts? Maybe over Lachey's it a little bit. It's going to take fast hands, and it's going to take full effort. Bunks the head on the truss.
Just hit 2 minutes. You're doing great.
Try number 2. Final obstacle. Goes. It was a much better looking attempt.
Still have a minute left, Coco. You can take a second if you want it.
Final attempt. He has a minute. I do like that he is starting to take his time a little bit here, knowing he has that cushion. Can he hang on to these things? Lachey did look a lot better. Run over there with the buzzer just in case. Excellent run out of Mr. Cocoa Butter. Heading back down to the starting platform. We got Ben. Call him Bun a lot during practice. First big competition. Got to see a lot of the elites run earlier. You got to see one of his teammates run earlier as well. Shares an intermediate team with Atticus. Likes the gaming comic book kind of world. Just talk games with him. See what data he got from the previous athletes. Does a decent size. Like he's gonna zip over to a trash can momentarily. See, doesn't end his run. I mean, he took a fall on that obstacle. Meanwhile, here, camera operator is gonna give us a little view of the warm-up area. One of our athletes coming up. Sure, she'll love this shot. Coach Ewan out there. There's our staff. Judge Alice. Kind of an office type of shot. There's our photographer. fixing the bags. Ben is going to have the 3 minute and 30 seconds finish out his course. So we'll give him a minute or two. Another view of the warm-up area. There's another camera operator. That's Miss Katie Wong. You got a picture of the Office music playing during all these crash zooms, candid moments. Our trusty dusty head judge. Still waiting on Mr. Bunn. That's our reset. Shout out to the reset crew. Bun's got about a minute. Finish up whatever he's doing. Another glance into the warm-up area. Another one of our resetters. No finishers yet. We had Mr. Frie get as close as you can get. Really just coming up short, dabbed down on the dismount. Not sure if he was tired or wanted to try to rush it. Potentially after catching the nunchucks, he could have thought to himself, okay, I did catch these. I know it's not horrible. I think somebody else is going to catch them. I need to dismount as soon as possible and get the most competitive time that I can. So, well, that's going to end it for Mr. Ben. Good try out of Mr. Ben. Might have eaten a little bit too close to his run. Next, we got Will. No stranger to the ninja scene. Got to see a lot of good runs so far. Excellent competition record. See him trying to utilize the little optimizations that we've seen earlier in the course. Looks like he had a plan to potentially cat back to the rope, try to secure the fastest run to this point without any finishers yet. Getting to the last obstacle as quick as possible is certainly going to go a long way, but he takes the fall. You can see hands to the head. Really important that you secure those feet. A lot better on that try. Right back into the game. Knows he's going to have to get there kind of fast in order to shuffle his name into the top couple. Completing the last obstacle would still secure the win for the hybrid without finishers. Collects the point. Now he's got plenty of time. Knowing that it hasn't been completed, he's gonna have to opt for a strategy here. He can either go and feel it out, and yeah, he can either go and feel it out quickly, or opt for quality tries over quantity. I mean, he has the time really for either strategy. Yeah, I do like his first attempt. One hand looked fully secure. The second hand didn't quite look like his thumb wrapped all the way around the nunchuck. Not going to use the blue bar itself. Potentially head start of momentum. momentum. Try number 1 looks good enough. There we go. Can he secure the dismount that Mitchell Frie came up short on? And he absolutely does, ladies and gentlemen. We get a finisher in the hybrid. We get a finisher in the hybrid. That is a crazy, crazy move to punctuate an obstacle course, especially with a little bit of drama. Taking the fall on the dropping puck obstacle, and then coming back, taking a single fall on the final obstacle, securing the hybrid win. Truly a testament to how conditioned, technical that athlete is. Well, that's it. That's it for the boys. Will Vaz collecting the first place in the hybrid. We are on to the girls division. Course is just about the same for the girls division, except for the final move of the last obstacle. They have a very similar move to yesterday. Slight bump in difficulty though. The dismount platform is quite a bit further. Lorna got to see a lot of her teammates run earlier. Track athlete, runner, in theater, all sorts of activities, likes doing some artwork, joking around with her friends in practice. Clacking along, securing point after point. Seeing a
Doing great, Lorna.
Seeing a big handful of teammates run is certainly going to help. Nice save, kind of a one-handed save on the puck obstacle. Not quite sharp enough on the catback dismount. What's tricky is that when you catback off of your right foot, it's the most natural feel and the most intuitive, but it takes you sort of broad, so it's really a sharp move out. Slight misfire. I think we can put together here.
Nice, Warnie.
Nicely done.
Get up there.
You got it.
Easy.
Up onto the big surfing platform here.
Going forward, send it.
Much
You got it.
scarier when you're up there. However, she has to
Easy, Lorna.
bake in that she got to see a bunch of kids do it. On to the last couple. Plenty of time. Definitely has time for the clear. Just has the one fall so far.
Get to that second pad.
Clean infinity swing. One move left. We got a minute to do it. Starting things off for the girls. She's running first in the hybrids. She is going to run last for speed. Can't imagine she'll struggle too much with the nunchuck grab. Opts for one nunchuck. We did see that quite a bit yesterday. You don't quite have the control off a singular nunchuck, but she's not going to need it. Shade technique on point, strength on point, attitude on point. Classic run out of Ms. Lorne. Singular fall. It'd be pretty tough to beat unless somebody can do it clean. Next we got Caroline. All the resets getting checked. Making sure the I's are dotted. T's are crossed. Shuffling technique through the first few rings saves a tiny bit of time. Every second counts. A lot of circumstances where people time out on the way to the buzzer. Oh, ups for kind of a quick move. I love the idea. little bit safer approach on try number 2. Completely fine, 3.5 minutes we saw is enough. Goes on to pick up the point on obstacle number 3. Race full on and through the balance. Back to upper body. With a finisher right out of the gate for the girls. It's definitely going to put pressure. Next runners. That's a tough catch. Loses the feet. Little bit shy in the dismount.
Take a breath.
Right foot on the corner.
Couple long breaths here, shaking it out. Let's see. Realigning in the body language, kind of reassessing. Just the tiniest hesitation. Maybe could have her feet. I'd like to see her feet probably a little bit higher on the post. You need the air time. You need the dismount. It is tricky. It's gonna take. Uses the purchase with the feet. Is gonna get a try every obstacle one time afterward, but that ends the measured portion of her run. Still a lot of competition left. Slight misfire. Do want to fully commit. It's gonna be safer, a lot easier to fully commit. Looks like she might have need the board, might
Throw it.
might have bruised the knee. Let's see here. Taking a breath. Judge is checking in with her. Does have the opportunity to try the very last out. Looks like she's gonna call it. Round of applause. Tough stuff, tough sport. Excellent run. Great try. Now we are getting thumbs up from the reset crews. We got Zoe on the starting platform. Zoe's family had a little excitement on the way here. The classic Minnesota deer versus car situation. Just heard about right when things are getting started here. Super unfortunate. Glad everybody's okay. Looks like the vehicle made it here and everything, but it's a Minnesota badge of honor. Great competitor. Seen Zoe quite a bit. Zoe and Jay, I mean, they're good stuff, good athletes. Just has to secure this dismount. We got one clear, no full clears yet for here. Really, I mean, for anybody. Good boot scoot technique on the magnet ring swing. Let's see, this has been a mild issue today. Ended a couple of runs. Nice footwork. I like that she sort of pinched the post with her feet. Dabs down on the dismount. Close enough to keep the confidence, I think.
You know what it feels like. You got it.
Opts for that same post pinch technique. I'd like to maybe just see a little bit higher feet, a little more power on the cat back. Exactly like that. And we're right back into it. This is the Same sort of thing we saw out of Lorna, who went on to clear.
It's hard.
Really don't want to underdo it here. Makes it happen on the second attempt. We are up high. We are up high. We're overhead. Go takes the singular backswing just to be safe. We're back to being overhead. Let's see our trusty dusty judge slash spotter slash course designer slash coach. Skinny is underneath the obstacle out there. Zoe taking another breath. Gonna come up pretty short on time, but has 30 seconds. Could get this point. Isn't gonna be able to hang around or take her time. To set up this angled swing is tricky. You really want to kick off to the right first to make it happen, but she leans into it, kind of takes the hit with the body. She will have time to scramble around. Has to clear that black line. I'd like to see her move a little bit quicker. Not quite securing the point yet. There, thinks she gets it. Just for the added drama. 0.03 seconds. She needed to get over that tape line. I wonder if she was aware of that. She might have had a dad coach kind of telling her or something. Like our reset crew is hopping out there to put together our speed course. That's going to put Lorna in first place for the girls and Will Vaz first place currently for the boys. No total full clears, but we did have some clears. It's good to see everything taken down. Pretty exciting round out of the 12 to 13 division. Well, we're gonna put the speed course together. We're gonna gather everybody up. We're gonna tell them that we'll take about a half an hour break before rules start. Walk through, do our last minute checks. We got 2 exciting rounds left, everybody. You stay tuned. We'll be right back.